Hi everyone, it's Sam here. Thank you for watching today. So I'm back with another tutorial with a focus on dies. So every Tuesday and Thursday, these are now new additional tutorials that I'm sharing on the channel. So I'm going to show you how to make these really fun impossible cards. I shared an impossible card on my channel about 4 years ago, and I'll link that one up here if you want to see how to make it without any dies. But very recently, Craft Stash launched a selection of 4 shaped impossible cards, and that's what I'm going to show you today. So there's the square, oval, which I've used acetate on. You get a really good effect with acetate, and the acetate's really strong so it can hold more weight on this section. And there's also a rectangle and a circle, so some really fun shapes. So I think the circular ones are going to be really popular because it's just a little bit unusual, and it's hard to kind of cut these mats and layers, you know, curved without the dies. But like I said, there is tutorials there if you do want to make it without them. But really easy to do. Love the beautiful flowers and the sentiments and everything, and I'm going to show you all that in the tutorial. So let's get started. So these are the 4 impossible cards. So you've got your 5x7, which is a landscape, because it would be that way, and this is the one I'm going to show you today. You've got your circle, and I'm going to do that one today as well. You've got your oval, and then you've got your 6x6. Now, all of these I did cut through my standard die cutting machine, but the square and the circle sit right on the edge. So if you run it through and it's slightly off, you might have to just shift it over and run it through again, but they do go through a smaller machine. They also show you 2 different kinds of mat layers. If you look on each one, you'll see this one, for example, has got a square on this side, and then it's got these rectangles, or you've got the dies that will create this shape mat and layer. So depending on how you're decorating it and the style you want, you've got the option to have either there. Again, you can see here it's got this smaller bit and then this section, whereas on this side it's got that whole piece. You can see an example of that there. You can see how it goes all the way around with the mat and layer, and it's like that on all of them. And then you also get these 2 really nice sentiment stamp sets. So they're portrait and landscapes. They will fit perfectly within the sections here. You can see that one looks really nice, heat embossed, but some lovely sayings. There's something to cover, you know, most occasions there as well. So all of the product links will be shared as always in the description box below. I'll show you the flowers and stuff as we go through the video. So first of all, I'm going to start off with the circle one. So I'll just keep this next to it, but you'll be able to, you know, make sense then. Make sure there's no glare. There we go, if I keep it there. So I've die cut. First of all, you get the largest die. Like I said, I'm not going to get all of them out, but you can see how it is there. Okay, so that's the die, and it's got cut lines here, here, and here, and then a score line that joins through the middle, and then your cut line around there. And then all the rest are your mats and layers. The acetate that I like to use is this one here. It's a good construction weight. You get 10 sheets of 12x12, so it does last me quite a while, and I've been using this one for years. So I've gone ahead there and cut that one, and you can see here you've got your cut lines here and here, and there they are. You can see them this side. You might not be able to see it as well on this one, but when I show you on the next one, the twist that you do is exactly the same. But basically you want the side that's got the 2 cut ends facing you. You see this has just got the middle cut, so there's the middle, and then these got 2. You want that side facing you, and then you're just going to take one side and bring it towards you. So I'm taking the right hand side and I'm bringing that piece around, and you can see as I bring it around, this middle bit pops up. Probably should have started with the one I'm going to do next first, but bear with me and then you'll be able to see that probably a lot better. Then along the score lines, you just want to fold, you know, either way, but you can see now how you've got this shape. It's basically this, but without the mats and layers. That's the oval. And then I've gone ahead and cut all of the mats and layers, and I've started to stick some of them down. And the paper here, I just saw the sky. It was in this Daisy May, the Village Green scenery pad. I just took some of them from there. So I've already popped some tape on the back here. Because this is going on to acetate, it's better to use a double-sided tape or a red tape or something. I wouldn't use a liquid glue. You know, they may well stick, but it'd take time, and then it would be quite easy to peel off as well. So I always go with a double-sided tape. So I'm going to make sure I've got these the right way. So I'm going to have this one on the back so I can write my message. It's easy to line up. You get a nice border. So already now you should start to be able to see this shape. And then with this one here, I'm just going to line it up on the front. So So it covers that piece. So there's the front and then the back to write your message. And then I've decided to do the full side mat and layers, whereas on that side you've got the two separate pieces. So I'm just going to stick these on top. Then you've got these pieces. So here, this is the bar to keep it all in that shape, because it's quite easy to kind of move around. So I've done the same mats and layers. So I've got the acetate mirrored and then that pattern paper. So one's going to go across there, and then I've just popped some foam on this one. I thought it was quite nice to lift it up on a little bit of foam. And then I've just put some double-sided tape on the back of that one. And then I've just popped some foam just behind the cardstock there. And then I'm going to pop this one over here and just make sure it's nice, and you want a right angle within this kind of middle bit here. So now that's held that one together. I'll do the same with this one. So that's all secure. So now we can decorate it. So you can just have it like that if you wanted something quite simple. But the sentiment here says, because of you, I laughed a little harder, cried a little less, and smile a lot more. So I thought I would put this flower with it. So I've got these gorgeous large flowers from Apple Blossom. This one is the January Stephanotis, I think it is. You get lovely big dies. A little tip as well with these ones. If you've got, see, maybe not so much that one, but where was, if I do the one here. So if you've got any large stamps, so if I was to see how wobbly this is, it's quite flimsy. When you place that on your stamping platform or stamping block, whatever it is, it's quite easy for you to maybe it be like that or quite close together up there. So a little tip is, if you die cut this die, which I have here, you can see they're lovely sizes, and you get the dies to cut the sentiment and the extra flower head there. So all the pieces that are on the stamp sheet, and then lay this down over, so it would be on your acrylic block, and just move it until it's in the same place, and that way you know it's going to fit in your die. Because I've done it myself. I done it with one of them and I was off, and I thought, why am I so off? So I ended up having to cut it myself, and it was because of this. I had placed it down wrong. So now that is perfectly, you know, it fits how it should. So now I could stamp it, and I know I'm going to be able to die cut it. So just a little tip there. Create yourself a stencil and then cut it. But some of them, that one wasn't, it's got quite a lot of support there because it's joined there. I think if maybe that was attached there, then you probably wouldn't have had to have worried. But because this is on its own, I just found that really helped. Now, obviously, these are huge, but they're really nice to cut into. And I thought that these pieces here would look quite nice, kind of stuck on there. And then I probably won't even use all this, although I could have some on the back as well. Let's just trim that piece off. And I thought maybe I could do something with it. No, that's way too much. I think it doesn't need that big piece. I think I'm going to use that for something else. And I'm just going to cover, I'm going to pop that one there. I'm going to pop, I'll use some glue to stick this one down. So I'm going to have this one. It's quite nice, a bit higher. Like I said, I know I'll probably end up having to make bigger envelopes, but that's fine. This small one I'm going to have on here. And then this little one would be quite nice. Yeah, just coming off there. So, you know, trim into them, and then you've got lots of little bits. I mean, every flower's different, but I think that looks really nice. There we go. How cute is that? And now I've got that to, you know, pop on another card and keep these leaves as well. You know, I could always add a few more of those into there, but I think I'll just keep all that for another project. But I really like that. I think it looks beautiful. So that was the circle. So this is the rectangle. So exactly the same way, but you're going to see that twist a lot easier. So I've cut the biggest die here again to show you how that looks. And you just pop it that way and it'll go through your standard die machine. You've got all the mats and layers and everything in there. So when you get it, make sure you got your 2 slots facing you, your single slot at the back. And you're going to just bring this one under and towards you. And then you just need to add your fold into that middle bit. And there is your Impossible card. And the reason it gets the name Impossible is because when it's in the 3D form, and you know, you've given it to someone, they're like, how is that all from one piece of card? Like, I don't understand. So yeah, that's where it gets the name. So I've gone for silver again for my matte layer, and I've done the full pieces as well. So like I said, you know, there's the full matte and layer, whereas you can also have those individual pieces. So I'm going to stick all of these down first. If you're working with directional paper, make sure, you know, you move the die, you know, in the right orientation on the pattern so that you get it all facing the right way. For the sentiment here, I've got like a good bottle of wine, you've matured well with age, happy birthday, enjoy your day. So I've taken this flower, which is the one that I just showed you with the big die here. And that's the October, it's an Aster. You get a 5-piece die set. So I thought pulled out the yellow there and the green and the polka dot, and then the purple worked really well together. These are the pieces for the bar. So I'm going to add those just like I did on the first card. I've already got that one there, so we'll stick that one down. And then I've got, don't need one for the back because it's white, but that one is going to stick on the front, and then we will decorate and add the flowers. Okay, you can see that one now all finished. It looks lovely with all the shine. And again, you've got that space on the back there to be able to write your message. Slightly bigger envelope if you're going to decorate like me, but I think I'm going to put that on the envelope. And then I've been adding some shine into the middle of the flowers, just using my accent glaze. Just add a little bit there, and on that one, and on this one. Have to leave that flat now, but when that dries, you can see already it's a bit cloudy because it's thick, but once that dries it will be clear, and then you'll have that lovely shine in the middle. So those are the finished cards. So just bring them all up again. So that's the acetate circle. I love the acetate. I'm using a lot of acetate at the moment. I just think it just completely transforms your cards. And then again in the oval, and then do this one because that one's still a little bit wet. Love that one with the gold, and that sentiment's really nice. And then this one is nearly dry. You can see it's a bit clearer there, but again, love the big sentiments. And just really easy to do. So like I said at the beginning, these tutorials on a Tuesday and Thursday are additional tutorials, and they're there for those people that like to use dies, like the dies to do a lot of the work for them, and then you can just play around with all the decoration. So I will link, as always, all of the product that I've used in the description box below. Coming up now will be some more tutorials you might want to watch next. My Impossible card will be there as well if you didn't see it in a drop down at some point. And yeah, subscribe if you haven't. It's always good. Hit the thumbs up if you've enjoyed it, and I'll be back again very soon. Take care. Bye.